wanted us to make sure that we address this evening is, your services, how can you help or assist, how can you get those services, and where you need to go. Here with us this evening, we do have some partners, so I would like to recognize them. We have Healthier 757 over here. We have Chesapeake Regional Healthcare, the Chesapeake Health Department, Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health, the Behavioral Health Group. We're supposed to have this for the Hearts Full of Grace. They may be coming in a little bit later, but they will also be here in the program. So, first, services. All right, so some of you may be wondering about the services. There are different types of services for the different mental health needs you may be experiencing in the community. Myself, I work with the City of Virginia Beach. I work with individuals with intellectual disabilities and mental health, so I'm more well-versed on that side. So I think we're going to do more than one of these. So for this particular program, we're going to focus more on the mental health. With mental health, you can have people that have dual needs, or what we call co-occurring, so they can have mental health needs and substance abuse needs. So that's what we'll be covering here today. I have with me a roadmap, because a lot of times what you find is a lot of people enter into services with the city or with an agency when they find themselves in crisis. A lot of times we don't think about getting these services or trying to do more proactive things, it's more reactive. So a lot of times if you find yourself in a crisis situation, everyone or should know about the 988. It's a lifeline that you can use. You just text that number, or call that number rather, and it's a crisis text line for people that are going through or experiencing crises at that time. Now, should you not be in a crisis, there are other ways to access service. So if you are a military member or active duty, they have military one-source providers that provide confidential short-term counseling for active duty military and personnel. They have military chaplains, and then you also have TRICARE. And TRICARE will have a nurse advice line that can help you during your mental health, trying to find mental health resources. For veterans, you can also go through the VA, and the VA has a wealth of resources available to you as well. If you are not a military member, let's say you're a student, there are student resources that are available to you. Like if you're in high school, you can go to your school counselor. The school counselor can help you with linking to different community members and community counselors. Also, you can talk to them in the school to help you get the supports that you need in the home. If you're a college student or your loved one is a college student, many of the college universities and campus have health centers as well that can refer your loved one out to mental health supports where they're at. Let's say, do you have an insurance plan, right? So if you don't have an insurance plan, which some people do not, you might go through, your job might offer EAP, which is the Employee Assistance Program, and through EAP, you can get supports that way. A lot of times they give you a certain amount of therapy appointments free for each individual issue that you may be experiencing, like depression or things like that, okay? If you do not have EAP, you do not have, like your job doesn't offer EAP, they ask you to look toward your faith community, right? So local churches, mosques, synagogues, places of worship, ministers sometimes have counseling within their church that you can also seek. And if you feel like that isn't working, you can get in touch with your local Mental Health of America resource in the area. So there's like mental health centers that you can access. Ms. Buffalow has printed out some of these, which is kind of what I'm going off of. So if you want a copy of that, just let me know. I can get a copy of this to you. Your primary care, let's say if you do, going back on the other side of the house, if you do have insurance, let's say you have Medicaid or Medicare, your Medicaid or Medicare worker can help you and link you to other mental health providers in the community as well as your primary care provider. Your primary care provider and insurance company might have in-network counselors and therapists that you can reach. But the main thing I want to get across is trying to get everything together before a crisis comes. So making sure that you have like your ID, any assessments that might talk to any behavioral or mental health needs that the person may need, so that when a crisis supports in place or already have the information in place to link into the necessary supports. So, with that, what I would like to do is I'd like to have some of our table partners come up and talk a little bit about their services. So first, let us get Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health. You guys have to come on up first. And then following them, we'll have Behavioral Health Group. And then I think Hearts Full of Grace will follow that. And then lastly, Healthier 75.
We got to go first. Hello, everyone. My name is Catrell Lewis, and I'm a peer recovery specialist at Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health Care. This is my colleague, Steve Hills. He also works there. So we're located at 224 Great Bridge Boulevard. It's Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health Care. And we have a wide range of services that we provide there for adults and children there. So some of our mental health services, we're going to let Steve tell you about how that looks when someone has to come in for some services.
Yeah, we do have various services at CIBH, such as outpatient therapy, case management, psychiatric services, services for infants, prevention services, peer support, and lots of other things that I'm probably not even thinking of, with both on the mental health side and the substance use side. So we are an integrated behavioral health organization because we realize that the two things often go hand in hand. Usually with substance use, it's not because someone thinks, hey, what would be a fun thing to do? Substance use, usually there's trauma involved, mental health stuff involved, and they all get caught up together. So we try and deal with the whole person. So with CIBH, if someone wants to come in and start receiving services at CIBH, we do have what's known as same-day access. And that is the ability of same-day registration and evaluation, which will prompt a referral for services like outpatient services, detox services, medication-assisted treatment, case management, or day support. Same-day access at CIBH is Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. We do recommend people getting there a little early because sometimes a lot of people show up. And then following the registration, there is an assessment that's done, and then also if you meet criteria, then there is an intake that's also done. CIBH is pretty full. There are certain populations that we do accept. If you meet, there is criteria. If someone doesn't meet criteria, we still try to resource them to other mental health, behavioral health organizations around. And so if you do same-day access, or if someone does same-day access, they do need some documentation, like photo ID, insurance card, social security card, proof of address, proof of family size, proof of income, payment, and guardianship paperwork. So, there's a lot. If you can't remember all that, because I would never be able to remember all that, just call CIBH, and they'll tell you what someone needs to bring in for same-day access.
And just one other thing, we brought some resources with us at our table back there. We're doing harm prevention in the community, and what that looks like, we're not trying to prevent people due to the opioid epidemic from using drugs, but we want to make the community aware that we're out trying to do harm reduction. And in those bags are condoms, there are fentanyl test strips, we have Narcan, which reverses overdose, because it really is a major factor in our community. So we wanted to make you aware of that. We also have various cards and some of the services that we have. A lot of the resources are back there. So we're both peer support specialists, and what we do is that once you come in and people they have an assessment done and they get linked into services. We're not a standalone service. They can be linked in with one of us. And a peer specialist is a person that have lived experience. My lived experience is with substance use disorder. I have a co-occurring disorder with depression and anxiety, and Steve is mental health. So we're able to not be clinical, but to sit down with people and address them where they are and try to resource them to the right place and get the right help. And a lot of times when people come in, mental health has a stigma to it. It's all over the place. And so when they come in, sometimes they're not as forthcoming with the clinicians as they could be, and they may say that, hey, we have a peer specialist, that works with substance use disorder. Would you like to speak with them? It's voluntary, and we're trauma informed. A lot of times, if people come in, if they have trauma, especially like with women or with men, a lot of things have happened to them on their road to get to where they are, and they're just not as forthcoming as they could be. Where we are bridge builders. We can sit down with them and talk with them and try to get to the exact nature, because we've been where they are. I've lived the horrors of addiction, spent 10 years doing it. So when I'm sitting down with a woman or a man and he's telling me all about, hey, I just can't stop no matter what I'm trying to do, and all the services that you've given me, nothing is working for me. I can sit down with the resources that I have and try to fix a plan in place to help them get back on track. And it's somebody they can listen to and understand where they've been, which is pivotal to where we are today. But we're not going to take up all the time.
I did want to say one more thing, though, because we do like to talk.
Yeah.
If you want to follow up on some peer support topics that we've been talking about, Cottrell and another peer, Christine Winter, and I have done some episodes with Chesapeake Television. Just go to YouTube, look under Chesapeake Television Recovery Life, and it will pull up that, and you can learn more about some of these topics. Also, we do have a NAMI Connections group that meets at CIBH. It is a community group. It's completely free. You do not have to be receiving services at CIBH to come to the group. It is a peer-run mental health support group. We meet every second and fourth Wednesday from 10 to 11:30. And so if someone is needing mental health support, but for some reason they don't meet criteria for a CSB, they can't afford private practice or something, there is that peer-run support group that they can come to. NAMI Coastal Virginia also has other support groups in the area, both in person and online. So that's NAMIcoastalvirginia.org, and that can be a really helpful resource. And they also have classes for mental health and for family members to understand what is going on. And Cottrell and I are both facilitators for that group as well. So we did want to let you know that there is a free option that is there for peer-run mental health support as well. Oh, I'm sorry. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. It was started by families, and then peers gradually got more and more and more involved. And so you'll find something that is peer-run. Like I showed up at my first NAMI group in 2015 after being hospitalized, and it was nice to walk in and talk about having depression and anxiety and not have someone look at me like I had 3 heads. There wasn't any stigma, and that was refreshing. My wife took the family-to-family class and learned that my depression, I wasn't having a hard time doing things because I was lazy. It was because I had depression, and it helped her understand what was going on with me as well. And so we have a partnership, CIBH, with NAMI for that group.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
If you have any other questions, we're at the table in the back.
Up next, we have Behavioral Health Group. Ms. Ali.
Hello, everybody. again. My name is Marsha Ali, and I am here on behalf of BHG, known as Behavior Health Group. We are a medication-assisted substance abuse program. We have several locations, and we have 2 in Chesapeake, 1 in Newport News, and 1 in Virginia Beach, the Franklin area. The presenters before me said a lot about peer support specialists. I'm not only a medication nurse, but I'm also a peer support specialist. What I do is I do community outreach for BHG, and one of the biggest things that I try to share with people is that 1 in 5 people in Virginia die every day from an overdose. Fentanyl is an epidemic, and it is important that everyone is aware of it, that you know how to assist someone who has an epidemic. But more so, I go out and break the stigma that people who are using substance abuses are not only on street drugs. We have people who are addicted to drugs from pain management. They may have been cancer patients or people who have suffered some type of traumatic injury, and they get the stigma of street drugs. We don't only treat people with street drugs. I am also the founder of a nonprofit that works with teens and families, and I cannot even tell you how many young people I have come across who are dealing with fentanyl issues. My youngest patient outside of my job was 13 years old, who overdosed off of fentanyl. Her brother was using and selling, and she got a hold of it, and thank the Lord she did not succumb to it, but she could have. So there's a lot of information on the table. I do come out and speak on behalf of my nonprofit and BHG. I'm a Revive trainer. I suggest that everybody gets that training. The holidays are coming, Aunt Susie and Uncle Bubba could go to the bathroom or be in the outhouse and they don't come back, and you can find them laying in the floor and not know what happened to them because they are functional addicts and nobody knows that they're using. So that is something that is a resource. It's free. A lot of places offer it. I suggest that everybody get that training and learn how to use Narcan. One of the fact sheets that I have is the facts about fentanyl. I would encourage everybody to take it to the parents and grandparents. I can't stress to you enough. Go in their room, look and see what's going on. They're doing more than just playing games. You paying for that phone, look at that phone, see who they're texting, see who their friends are and who their friends really aren't, that are trying to lure them into things that they really don't need to be involved in. Because I would never want anybody to have to find your child laid out or not know what's going on simply because you didn't look. Don't be afraid to look. If you need help, ask for it. There are plenty of resources in the community that are out here to help you. And if you have any questions and have any concerns or something that you need to talk to me privately about, I'll be at the desk back there, at the table. Sorry, I'm so used to being at the desk. But thank you for your time.
Thank you. Yes, I definitely encourage you all to go to each of the tables and get those resources. There was a handout, I know that CIBH they have all the different crisis hotlines as well, so I think that's a definite valuable resource. Next, we have Hearts Full of Grace. Hearts Full of Grace.
Good evening, everyone. It is so nice to look out and to see your faces. It's a rainy evening. We traveled from Virginia Beach, and I was driving like this because I'm not the best driver in the rain, but I'm grateful to be here. Thank you, Michelle, for seeing the need to do a mental health forum. The thing I believe that's really important for us to just understand as everyday citizens, regardless of what our role is in the community, is that mental health is real and that it is something that we all need to be aware of. And our organization was started in 2009 as a response to a need for single mothers and their children who've been impacted by trauma, grief, and loss. We started off in 2009 serving families and providing hunger relief. And what we soon realized was some of those same families who would come to us in need of a meal would come back in need of money for rent, or would follow up the month after and would be in need of money for a utility bill. And over time, we began looking at the reasons behind this cycle, where we help you with the need, but you return with either the same need or you return with a greater need. And we began to realize that the common denominator between each of our individuals and between each family collectively was the presence and the impact of a traumatic experience. So 100% of the families we serve have experienced a level of trauma in their lives. 98% of the women and children we serve have experienced sexual abuse or sexual assault. About 95% of the women and children we serve have experienced physical abuse from a parent, a caregiver. 100% of the women and children we serve have an unhealthy attachment that goes back to their first caregiver in their lives. And so our approach is non-clinical. We do have qualified mental health providers. We do have a licensed clinical social worker on our team. But our goal is to bridge the gap between awareness and action. And that is, let's be aware that everyone we come into contact with, the rule says we should assume, but the reality is that we know that everyone has been impacted in some way by a traumatic experience. It depends on the degree that we've been impacted, but we all lived through COVID, and COVID has been defined as a traumatic experience. We all know someone who we lost, rather directly or indirectly. So we have all been impacted. So now how do we navigate every day with those impacts? Oftentimes we carry the wounds, we carry the burdens, we carry the weights, and we still have to show up for work. We still have to show up as parents. We still have to show up as teachers or as nurses or whatever capacity we work and lead in. So how can we show up in a healthy way? And that is what our organization seeks to equip those we serve with, but not only those who we serve, but the people who do the serving. So we have programs right now that primarily are training, and that's sort of our focus for this year. We have a training that is called the Trauma Informed Leader, and I'm peeping at my notes because some of these initiatives are relatively new, and I want to make sure I don't forget any of them. The Trauma Informed Leader is a 15-hour certification course where we look at, well, first of all, we define trauma in a very intense fashion, and there are revelations that we make about ourselves. We create a self-care plan so that we can be more effective leaders, but primarily so that we can more effectively serve those who we're called to support. We have a training that is called Serving the Unhoused, and it takes us through some steps that helps us to better serve our homeless population. Oftentimes we've seen people who are serving a meal to someone who does not have housing. They're among the most vulnerable citizens in our community, and we may say, I've seen this, just take the meal, or you don't have a choice, or beggars cannot be choosy, or you should be happy that we're giving you something. And what we're really doing is re-traumatizing the individuals that we're called to help and to support. And many people mean well, but sometimes they just don't have that awareness and the understanding of the value of trauma-informed language. It's still something that's relatively new, but there are ways that you can say things to people every day with compassion and that say, I may not have been where you are, I may not completely understand the situation that you're in, but I have compassion and I have empathy for you and I want to support you and you can trust me. And this is a safe organization. We have Mental Health Monday, which is an opportunity primarily for adult women to call in and just have a qualified mental health professional just listen. We listen attentively. You have a about 45 minutes with us to just sort of pour your heart out. And then we'll give you some practical strategies for you to carry out throughout the week. And hopefully it will be an ongoing thing. We have a program called Grace Mentors. A Grace Mentor is assigned to every woman and every child who comes to receive services from us. We also offer financial assistance and those things, but our huge focus this year is on the mental health component. So our Grace Mentors are really helpful because they walk with our clients throughout the entire year and support them in various ways. And the last thing we're offering this year is understanding trauma, grief, and loss, which again is another way to help you, especially as leaders, because sometimes we get overwhelmed. We just have huge hearts to serve and to support and to do the jobs that we are called to do. But having a better understanding, first of all, of our own well-being and how valuable that is so extremely necessary so that we don't experience burnout, so that we don't experience overwhelm, so that we can handle the secondary and vicarious trauma, which we will be impacted by as we hear story after story after story of someone else's grief, someone else's loss, and someone else's traumatic experience. So I'm here with my wonderful daughter. We have our table over there. This is our third event of the day. So we did not have the opportunity to run home and get our flyers or anything, but our information is there. You can get my personal telephone number. If you'd like more information about what we do, you can visit our website. And grateful for the opportunity to stand before each of you, to share a little bit about what we do, and to take a moment to thank each of you for your great contributions to our communities and to the overall well-being of the people we serve. Thank you.
Trauma care. All right. So next we have Healthier 757.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. How y'all doing today? That's good. Okay. My name is Alexis Ross. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about our website, Rewards for Healthier Living. And but before I start off with that, I want to go ahead and do a breathing exercise with you guys.
Let's walk through a simple exercise that can help relax your mind and body during times of stress. All you need to do is breathe. Try closing your eyes and relaxing your shoulders. Then place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. To start, just breathe in and out as you normally would. Now, slowly breathe in through your nose. Feel the air filling your lungs and expanding your belly. You want to feel the hand on your belly rising, not the hand on your chest. Hold your breath for a few moments. Then, slowly breathe out through your mouth, pulling your belly back in. As you're breathing out, imagine the stress leaving your body. Breathe in for a few seconds. Hold your breath. Then slowly breathe out. Breathe in. Hold your breath. Then breathe out. Try to focus on your breathing in and out. If you have trouble with this, try counting while you breathe. Focus on breathing in for 4 seconds and out for 8 seconds. As you do this breathing exercise, you may start to notice the tension in your body relax and release a bit. Whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, try taking a few deep breaths to give your mind and body a break.
I wanted to start off with that just because a lot of times in life we don't take a second to breathe. So I wanted everybody to take a second just to breathe and gather their thoughts and just, can you go to the next slide?
Let's walk through a simple exercise that can help relax.
It's okay. Okay, so I also wanted to let y'all know where y'all can find these resources at. It's going to be another short video that plays. Can you play that for me, please? Thank you.
Check out rewardsforhealthyliving.com. You'll find a wealth of information on your health and how to feel your very best.
All right. Okay.
Check out
It's okay. Alright, so that's gonna be our website. If you have a phone, you can pull out and look over the website as I talk. But I wanted to go ahead and start playing a few games on the website just to give y'all a little insight on some different topics that you can see. This is some of the topics, but I want to focus on the topics of stress, opioid use, and mental health. So we'll start with the stress game. So the first question is, after a tough day at work, a driver cuts you off during rush hour traffic, you are frustrated and mad. What should you do? Take 5 deep breaths or yell at the other driver? We just practice breathing. I think it's going to be, anybody know the real answer? Take 5 deep breaths. Take 5 deep breaths. Yelling at the other drivers now. Okay, so then after you play, it's going to give you a couple of why you shouldn't do it. Here's what happens. The driver yells back, you yell some more, and they run you off the road. I can't. Alright, congrats, you're getting married. You can't wait for the big day, but all the planning is getting to be too much. You should decide every tiny detail or ask your friend to help.
Ask your friends to help.
Sounds right to me. Here's why. Your friend is happy to pitch in. You're able to relax and you can get help without, I can't see. Hitch? Oh, you can get hitched without a hitch? Okay. Okay. I can't really see. I'm sorry. I got glasses on. Okay, so next question. You found out your spouse ran up some big bills again. You're ready to blow up. What should you do? Start another money fight or take a walk? We're supposed to be managing stress. I think we should take a walk. Here's why. When you get home, you feel less stressed and you're able to work out a plan together. Yes, please. You have more and more to do at work with less time to do it. The pressure is starting to get to you. What should you do? Forget about the deadlines or talk to your boss? You should talk to your boss. Okay. Here's why. Your boss helps you come up with a plan so you can give some of your projects to other people. Okay. So let's go to, let's go to a different game. Alright. Yeah. Because y'all failed as much as y'all are going to be very stressed if y'all do what y'all want to do. So let's try an opioid use game. Preventing opioid addiction. It's been a month since your surgery, your pain is gone. What should you do with the leftover pain pills? Don't take them or keep taking them?
Don't take them.
Good job. Here's why. You're recovered from surgery and avoid serious health problems?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The opioid your doctor prescribed isn't working. What should you do? Call your doctor or take more pills? Congratulations. Here's why. Your doctor changes how much and when you should take it, you should start to feel better. Your friend gets a migraine at your house, you have opioid medicine. What should you do? Ask how you can help, share your opioid pills. I like how y'all giving these answers. Here's why. She asked you for a glass of water and to turn the lights down, she wants to feel a little better. You worried your teen might be using drugs someday. What should you do? Talk to them about drugs or don't bring it up?
Talk to him.
Good job. Okay, we're gonna go to the next game because you seem to pass this one. Alright, so now we're gonna go to mental health game. Okay. You wanna walk away and start over or?
You can do that.
Okay. Alright. Caffeine can make your anxiety symptoms worse. Fact or myth?
Fact.
Good job. You can deal with stress with just exercise, a healthy diet, and good sleep habits. Fact or myth?
Myth.
Which one is it? I heard myth first. Alright. Medicine that works for a friend's mental health problem will work for you. Fact or myth? Good job. Poor parenting can cause bipolar disorder. Fact or myth?
I'm just gonna strike out.
Alrighty. Mindfulness programs are only for spiritual people. Fact or myth? All social media is unhealthy. Fact or myth?
Fact.
That is a myth. This social media is good. Some of it is. Antidepressant drugs are the only way to treat depression. Fact or myth? Good job.
You wanna walk away?
No, we're gonna. Is it only 10 questions, right, for this one? I was gonna say finish out and then. Okay. If you have a lot of anxiety, you may need to cut back on alcohol. Fact or myth?
Fact.
Good job. Violent video games raise the risk of violent behavior. Fact or myth?
Fact.
I didn't know that. That was excellent. Having a mental illness lowers a person's intelligence. Fact or myth?
Myth.
Okay. We could walk away just because I thought it ended at 10. And go back to the
That should be 3 strikes.
boom. Alright. Let's just go over which ones we got wrong. And then when you get to this part, it should tell you like the right answers. And why they're right.
You wanna read that one?
Okay. So
Or
okay. It says all social media is unhealthy. It says social media can be a fun way to share interests, express yourself, make friends, and keep old ones. People feel isolated because of their race, gender, identity, or sexuality can especially benefit from it. It can also be a way to stay in touch with family who live far away. As your child starts using social media, supervise and coach them to help them get the best of it and avoid the worst. That's why that's an Alright. we did the stress, the opioid, and the mental health. These are all other topics where we have games on them as well. We'll go to the next slide. They're all different types of games. So we play Fact and Myth, and we also play This or That. There are drag and drops and health challengers as well. They can also work on many different devices. So it can work on your phone, your iPad, your tablet, your computer, any device really. Along with the games, we have infographics. There are many different infographics on our website. It's going to be from dealing with loss, eating disorders. We have how to talk to your teens, eat to live, so you're going to eat how you want to live. We also have, if you're not into the games, we also have learning modules. The learning modules where you can more read about things instead of you don't have to play the games. If you're not really into that, they're going to be more like article formed. All right, Mr. Locke.
All right, let's give Vanna White a big hand here. Alexis, you did a great job. So my name is J.R. Locke, and our team here is back at the table. We're Reward for Healthy Living. And I just want to ask one question. How many of you have heard of Reward for Healthy Living? Raise your hand. This is brand new. So we offered this platform in the community now, going on our third year. We have companies that have actually implemented this platform, companies such as Town Bank, Centera, the Port of Virginia. They are trying to build a healthier workplace. And Chesapeake Regional Hospital, thank you. And we are offering this platform to the entire Hampton Roads community at no cost, because we are really trying to create a movement, just as these other vendors are here today. We want to support the community because Hampton Roads is not doing very well health-wise. Now, we have some of the highest rates of diabetes in the state. We have some of the highest rates of high blood pressure in the state. Cancer, prostate cancer, and breast cancer is pretty high in the Hampton Roads area. So we really do need to take a giant step toward trying to improve the health of the community. And one way that we're doing this is through this platform that you see today called, its initiative is Healthier 757, and the platform is Rewards for Healthy Living. So did you guys like these games?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, a round of applause. Thank you. And so not only are the games designed to improve your health literacy, but they also are designed for you to have fun. We actually give away cash every month, because what you guys are participating in here is that we call these modules. And every time you go through a health module, you earn a ticket into a lottery. And at the end of every month, we give away up to $1,000 by pulling one random winning ticket. So if you like to play on the games, you can earn more tickets into the lottery, and it's going to increase your chances of winning. Now guess what? Every year, at the end of the year, on December 31st, we have a jackpot drawing that we give away up to $5,000 just by learning about your health. And that costs you anything. So we have a lot of people who play the games every day, really just to learn more about their health. This game is called Health Scratch. It comes out daily, and it does it right here. You have a health scratch, and this is what is the most common causes of heel pain. Coronary calluses, stress fractures, bone spurs. Well, what is that? Plantar fasciitis.
That's the answer. That's the answer.
Plantar fasciitis?
Yes.
Scratch it? Woo! All right. That's right. Okay. Well, congratulations. You just earned a ticket into the lottery. And when you earn these tickets, the more tickets you have, the more chances you have of winning. So that prize was a $100 gift card that we gave away. 4 hours, 34 minutes, and 20 counting seconds.
Here we go.
So we have over 200 different topics on the platform for you to really just select what topics most interest you. And people learn in different ways. Some people like to play games. Others like to watch videos. Others like to just read. But we have all 3 of those methods on our platform, so you can choose whichever way you feel comfortable in learning. We have a diabetes module where you can learn more about diabetes. It's just a tremendous amount of resources that we have available to you on the platform. Here's a page that talks about our experience. The 92% of people say, I think the Illogics platform is very informative. 94% say, I've learned things I didn't know before. 91% says, I plan to continue using the Illogics platform to learn more about important health topics. And 77% say, I have changed or I plan to change my behavior based upon what I've learned. And that's what we strive to do. We want you to change your behavior so that you can make healthier choices so that you can live long and happier lives. Is that fun? All right. So to get your $500, you got quiet. To get your $500, you just have to register and play the games and earn tickets into the drawing. Yes, ma'am.
What are the ages? Do we allow children under 18 to apply? Or do they have to be 18 and over?
You must be a plan. That's a great question.
Well, I was just wondering.
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. So in the state of Virginia, you have to be 18 years older to win cash prizes. But children under 18 can participate on the platform. My colleague Ray Shalvey and I, we were at Chesapeake Health Fairs last summer, and we were there demonstrating the platform to parents, and a little girl, 6 years old, wanted to play the games. And we were asking some of the questions, she actually got a few right. So children of any age can actually participate, but they just can't win the cash prizes.
Now you can cheat. You can put the adult's email address in and have the adult win. We won't tell you.
He didn't say that.
Well, the kids, I mean, it's perfect for high school kids and middle school kids. It's easy to understand. And then the younger kids can sit with their parents and learn. Grandparents can learn things together and play the games like JR was describing. And they love it.
So what we'd like for you to do tonight is pull this out. And you can scan the QR code. Do they have cards?
Yep.
All right, so if you got the card in your hand, we just want you to scan that QR code, and it's going to take you into the registration page. And vendors, you guys can do the same thing. And we want you to go ahead and get registered so you can have access to all these resources.
I'm going to play this, if it's okay, Jim.
Sure, go ahead.
And this will be the last thing we do.
Use your provided registration link or QR code, or go directly to rewardsforhealthyliving.com to begin your registration. Click the registration button and use either your social account to register, or select the Register Now link just below to begin the registration process. Enter your first name, last name, and email address. Then select your region and city of residence from the provided drop-down box. You'll be asked to verify your information. Please note that Rewards for Healthy Living will keep your information private, secure, and will never share it with advertisers or other third parties. Create your password and agree to the terms and conditions of the website before clicking Continue to begin your journey. You will have an opportunity to win real cash and prizes, while learning about all aspects of physical, mental, and emotional health. Once inside Rewards for Healthy Living, you'll answer a few questions related to your interests and learning style, so your unique experience can be personalized and engaging. Congratulations! You've taken the first step to improved health literacy and increased your chances of winning cash prizes for your effort. The more you play, the more chances you have to win.
So, as you can see, very simple to enroll. If anybody has any challenges about enrolling while we're here tonight, feel free to just ask any of us, and we'll be glad to help you complete your enrollment process. Were there any other questions that anybody else had? That was a great question, man. Well, we certainly want to thank the Buffalow Foundation for allowing us to be here today, because this is such a vital topic to talk about, fentanyl and mental health and other illnesses that's really plaguing our community. And we have to start somewhere. And again, it's kind of like starting a movement. We have to just get more engaged in helping to have people make better choices. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you all. So I want to say before we get ready to eat, I'd like to thank all the presenters for coming out today and sharing with us some information. Some things I definitely want to make sure that you understand. Awareness is key. The thing that I heard across a lot of the presenters today. So being aware, noticing changes in behavior, changes in your loved ones' attitude, and seeking out early support is key. Oh, you have a question?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry I'm late. One of the reasons I wanted to come tonight, and I'm hoping one of the groups have already spoken on teen suicide and mental health in our children's schools today, where we need people that are trained in mental health to be in our schools, helping our children. And the reason why I asked this question, within the last 2 years, I've had 2 nephews commit suicide. And we never would have thought they had a problem. And we had a teacher, probably about 2 months ago, in Chesapeake Public Schools, he committed suicide. So did anyone speak on suicide tonight? Because it's really a topic that we need to know more about. And I apologize for being late in the show.
Oh yeah, no problem. You want to? Yeah, so we did have our Chesapeake Integrated Behavioral Health, which is right behind you.
Okay, I'll go to that table and talk with them then.
Yep, we discussed some mental illness, and they can definitely get you in the right direction. All right.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Again, like I was saying, awareness is key. So like again, you didn't even know. So sometimes just making sure you're observing these small details and behavior changing is the key that you need. Literacy is another good thing that we heard today. Mental health literacy, knowledge literacy. So the more information you get, the more tools that you'll have to be able to support your loved one through that mental health crisis. And a time like that, we talked about trauma and how trauma can affect you, stress, depression. Those can affect your body, which is over here. If you need to get your numbers checked, definitely please make sure you step over here and get this table and get that checked out as well. So yes, at this time, I think we'll go ahead and call it a wrap. Did you want to come talk to me, Buffalow?
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. We learned a lot. We have a lot of wealth of information on mental health. Mental health is really real in our area. And we all know someone who's going through it. We all have family members that's going through it. And the more information and knowledge that we have, the better that we can serve that loved one or us ourselves. So please visit the vendor tables, grab something to snack on, but please visit our vendors. They came out tonight with information to share with us. Chesapeake Regional is here for blood pressure tests. Always know your number. Always know your number. So thank you again for coming out and have a safe trip home.
You might want to get your numbers checked before you eat. Okay?